Hi everyone, we're about 1 minute until showtime. So if you're joining me this afternoon, please say hello. It is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to Be Creative Stamping. Hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. Please let me know when you arrive. All right, everyone. Let's see who's going to comment first today. Gail, how are you? How are you? I changed the time on you. I'm so glad you remembered. All right, everyone. Hello, hello. All right, everybody getting ready for the holiday weekend? Okay, hi Tina. Thank you for remembering. I know I had to set my alarm today at 3:30 just to make sure that I got everything done, so I'd be ready for the 4 o'clock. So yeah, this is very different for us. Yes, Gail, I understand. The little boys are doing great. They're doing just wonderful. Thank you for asking, Tina. I saw them last night, so they're doing well. Hello, Peggy. How are you? I'm so happy you're here today. Hi, Sonia. Hey, everyone. Wow, we remembered, even though it's early. All right. Well, thanks for meeting me earlier today. My daughter's getting married in September, and we have a meeting with the venue this evening. So I need to be at that meeting, but I didn't want to miss Facebook Live. Hi, Kisha. How are you? Hi, Donna. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started. It is about 4:01 p.m. Welcome to Facebook Live in the Hive. My name is Tammy Shia. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am delighted that you're here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for showing up early today. All right, I've got a few announcements. As you know, we have some brand new online exclusives. And one of those online exclusives we're going to be working with today, and it's called Perfectly Pears, which is right here. So that's one of the brand new online exclusives. It's also my virtual card club bundle this month, and we'll talk all about that as well, okay? Also, we've got two brand new amazing kits. So let me show you those real quick. We've got Sweet and Spooky Kit. So you've got some darling little Halloween treat bags here, along with ghosts and goblins and all kinds of little sweets. So it's called the Sweet and Spooky Kit, and you can find it in the online store under Kit Collection. And then the second kit that's available this month is called Birthday Fancy. And so if you're in need of birthday cards, this would be the kit that you would want to get. And again, online exclusives launched yesterday. There's some amazing Halloween paper as well as stamp sets. So grab your Halloween now. Do not wait until August or September. Go ahead and get your Halloween products that are in the online store now, okay? All right, so let me say hello to a few more friends. Hello, Tracy. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Sue. Hello, Peggy. Thank you all for remembering to be here this afternoon. I appreciate you showing up early. So today we are going to be creating a note card box for note cards. And I'm going to be using this awesome suite. It's called Painterly Pears Suite. It has gorgeous designer paper. Hi, Anne. It has beautiful ribbon, beautiful embellishments, and just an all-around great set to have in your collection. So that's what we're going to be working with today. So you're going to see it up close. And if you don't have it, this is definitely going to be one that you're going to want to have. It's also going to be the virtual card club bundle this month, okay? So if you're in my virtual card club, you're going to want to have the Perfectly Pears bundle, okay? And we'll talk more about the virtual card club at the end of the broadcast today, okay? All right, well, are you ready to see what we're going to be creating this afternoon? You may want to get out pen and paper. I'll show you the project, and then I am going to give you the measurements so that you can take a screenshot if you would like. Okay. So this is our project today. And again, this is the Painterly Pear Suite, and this is the side right here, okay? So if you untie it or slip the bow off, you can put note cards inside, okay? So standard cards will fit in here. And it has a front cover. It's like a box, but it's open. And then we've got the ribbon that you can tie around it. And I think I can probably slide this bow on, slide it back on. Okay, so that's our note card box. Now I'm going to show you the measurements, and you can get a screenshot. Tomorrow it'll be up on my blog with a PDF. But for today, let's go ahead and let me show you the measurements. Thank you, Tina. Hey, Mary Kay, how are you? Here we go. Greeting card box. So those are our measurements today. I'm going to stop talking so you can get a screenshot. Okay, everyone, I hope I gave you enough time. If not, it will be on my blog either tomorrow or Friday. So this is the Perfectly Pears bundle. And you are going to notice that it is two-step stamping. And so you would stamp your outline, and then this is the inside part that will go on top. That's why it's two-step stamping. Also, there is a variation in the shading, which I love. And so you'll get to see that as well today, because we are going to stamp a pear, and we're going to be stamping the leaves as well, okay? So these are the leaves that go with this pear. Then we have two smaller pears, and these pears stamp on top. We have some awesome flowers, and I noticed today, do you see these 3 dots? It's 3 of them on one stamp, and you stamp on top the flowers, and you'll get the flower centers. So it's super cool how they did that. Then, of course, we have a little bit of grunge, and we've got 5 greetings. Congratulations, a good friend is a gift, hello, thank you, and friend. And if you're in my virtual club this month, you are going to get so many tips and tricks on how to use these pears, okay? So we'll get into all of that in just a little bit, and I'll tell you about my virtual club after we make today's project. Now, as far as dies, you're going to get 2 of these dies that fit the words, okay? So those 2 dies are for the greetings. Then you can cut out 5 flowers at one time. You have your large pear, and then we've got the large leaf here. And then this piece is so pretty when it's cut out. And then we have this little piece here. This right here is for the smaller pears, okay? That's what that one is for. So you can cut out those. And these are for the flowers. Now the images on the cover are at 95%. And so this doesn't fit exactly because the image is smaller in the picture. But these will cut out the flowers. Then you can also cut out 5 flowers, but they are all connected. These are separate flowers, and these flowers in a cluster are connected. So as you can see, it's an awesome little bundle to have. And now I do want to show you the designer paper because that's really the best part. And we're going to use this designer paper today. Now you're going to notice that my designer paper has been cut 6 inches to 12 inches, okay? And that's because I'm getting ready for my virtual club this month. And so that is why I was chopping paper. But I do want to show you when you put this together, look at this beautiful piece of paper that you get. If you're a scrapbooker, this is perfect for scrapbooking because you can put pictures in the middle. You've got this gorgeous border all the way around. So that is one of the pieces. And we are actually going to be using this today because you'll notice this is the cover, okay? And so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull this one out because we're going to be using it today. Here is another piece of paper. Isn't this beautiful? By the way, I didn't show you the back. So this piece, this is the back, okay? And then we have this piece, and this is the back. The paper is amazing. It's called Pears designer paper. Now, this piece right here, you can actually cut out the pears using the die. You can cut out these 2 leaves using a die. And you can even cut out these 2 little pears using a die. So again, Stampin' Up! Has thought of everything. This is the opposite side of it. And then we have this beautiful piece. Isn't the paper amazing? Now I'm down to these 3 pieces. So what I'm gonna do here is flip it over and you can see the other side. Then we have this piece. And then we have this. This is the opposite side. Then we have this lovely piece. Isn't this just gorgeous? And we have this piece. All right, now the coordinating colors. Secret Sea, Darling Duckling, Petal Pink, Old Olive, Mossy Meadow, even Cloud Cover works very well with this. Daffodil Delight will work with this, and even Crushed Curry. So you've got some beautiful, beautiful colors right here. All right, so that's the paper. And now I think we're ready to get started. I'll bring the box in while I get everything all set up. We are going to need the paper trimmer. So I'm going to bring that in as well. Now, it's gotten really, really quiet, and I haven't seen any comments in a while, so I just want to make sure you're still there. You know, that's something I always worry about because you all know of my past internet connection problems. So I just want to make sure, yes, I have a comment. Thank you, Kathy, for commenting. Now I know I am still live. Okay, so we are going to start with Secret Sky today, okay? Now that is one of our brand new in colors. We're going to need a full sheet, which is 8.5 by 11 inches, okay? All right. Oh, good. I'm so glad y'all are all still here and those who just arrived. Thank you for being with me today. All right, here we go, okay? We've got our secret sky. And by the way, we are making the actual cover. So this is the front, this is the spine of the cover, and this is the back. And it's in Secret C, and this is what we're working on, okay? All right, so on the 11-inch side, and I'm gonna pull out this little arm, and I may even zoom in a little bit. All right, here we go. We're on the 11-inch side, and we're going to score at 4 3/4, okay? So we're scoring, we're not cutting. All right, 4 3/4, and I'm using my scoring blade. My scoring blade is at the very top of the cutter. And then we're going over to 6 1/4, and that 6 1/4 is hard to see because it's on the arm, but there is a little line there. Okay, now we're gonna rotate to the 8.5-inch side, and we're going to score at 1 inch. So let's get that 1 inch in there. And then we're gonna score again at 2.5 inches. Now, if you are just joining, I did share the measurements at the beginning of the broadcast, okay? So you can always hit replay when we're done today. All right. So this right here is our cover. Now, I realize it is very difficult to see score lines when you're dealing with dark paper. And so what I've done is I have actually prepared for you basic beige so you can see all the lines and what we're cutting, okay? So this is the very same thing that we just finished scoring. And now we're actually going to do some cutting. So as you can see, this is where our cutting lines are. And that's what I am going to need to cut. And I'm actually going to put on my glasses for this. And I'm gonna cut right on the score lines. It's even hard to see because this is, Secret Sky is dark, so it can be super hard to see score lines. Even for me, even to cut on them. Okay, so I have taken that out, which is this piece right here. It is now gone. And so this is what you should currently have, okay? So that's not hard, is it? That doesn't seem to be too hard. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to get out the designer paper. So I am going to pull out the piece that we're gonna be using to embellish the note card holder. Okay, so we are starting out with a 6-inch by 12-inch sheet of designer paper. And we want the designer paper to be 5 3/4. So I am rotating, okay? This is my 6-inch side, and I want it to be 5 3/4. Now let me just check one more measurement. Yep, that's what I want it to be. Double checking here. All right, so 5 3/4. Oh, good, I am so glad. You know, Mary Kay, I think they're showing up better because it's daylight right now, and I've got some bright, I've got the sunshine coming in right now into the window, and I think it's really helping. All right, so I just got rid of this, okay? Because again, I want this piece of designer paper to be 5 3/4. And that's what it is. It's now 5 3/4, and this is left over. Now, the next thing I want to do is, and this time, we're on the 12-inch side. And I want this piece of designer paper to be 10 3/4 inches, okay? So I'm gonna do a little math here. I am going to take off a 1/2 inch on the right. Now, the reason I'm doing it this particular way is because I have this beautiful border, and I really don't want to cut too much off of this border. So since this entire thing wraps around the box and it's 10 3/4 inches, I'm gonna leave more of my border here, and the other border is going to get trimmed off back here, but it's in the back, okay? Now, if you had a standard, just a regular pattern piece of designer paper, just cut it at 10 3/4 and you are absolutely fine, okay? That's all you'll have to do. Hey, Lisa. All right, so for this, I am going to take off a 1/2 inch, okay? So that 1/2 inch, whoops, where'd it go? Well, I have to do it again. I did not press hard enough, or I used my score line. I don't know which it was. Okay, 1/2 inch is gone. And remember, this entire thing is 10 3/4 inches. That is what we need. So I'm gonna go over to the 10 3/4, okay? All right, and then I am going to trim the rest, okay? So you're not gonna have as much of a border on this side of the paper, but this side is in the back. So we're good there, okay? All right, so that should take care of that. And we're gonna make sure it fits, and it does. And this is how you want it to fit, okay? We've got this 1/4 inch all the way around. Now, what I like to do is I like to use my Tombow liquid glue, and I am gonna start with gluing just the front cover, okay? So here we go. All right. And then I am going to add this. I'm working on the front, okay? This is the front. I'm gonna make sure I've got that 1/4 inch all the way around. And we'll give that just a few minutes to dry. Everybody with me so far? Anyone taking notes? All right. Okay, now there is a score line here, so I'm gonna fold that score line, okay? There's my score line right there. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put multi-purpose glue right here. So I'm gluing each panel separately instead of putting glue on the entire cover. And now I can fold this over, and I can take a few minutes to let that dry. I'm amazed at how similar this is to this. I don't know if you all noticed that or not. I have never noticed this, but this design really has the very same colors in this design. Okay, so now that is done. And now what we're going to do is we are going to fold this very next score line. Okay. All right. And now we're ready to glue the very back. And now this piece here will adhere to this. And there we have it. All right, everybody got that? So just be sure to glue each little panel separately. It makes a big difference, okay? We're gonna finish decorating the cover before we put it all together, okay? So I want to show you this amazing die. Does anybody recognize this die? It is from Sentimental Framing. It's an online exclusive, but it's been out for a while, okay? It's not new, and this is what all of those dies look like. Again, Sentimental Framing, there are 6 of them. And anybody remember these? I'm trying to remember when they came out. Oh, I can tell you. They were part of the 2025 May online exclusives. And this actually is a bundle. It has a coordinating stamp set, but I just have the dies. I actually don't have that stamp set, but I have the dies. So let me show you what these amazing dies can do. They are right here, and I'm gonna zoom out, and you're going to see all of them now. Looks like I might be able to zoom in a little. Okay, so here is a die for the border, and then here is the smaller rectangle. This is the negative piece that comes out of this. So it was here and it cuts out, and that's the negative piece. Then there's a large rectangle, and it also has a negative piece, which is right here. And then we have another rectangle, a smaller rectangle, and then a square. So do y'all remember these? Does anyone have Sentimental Framing dies? Okay, so we're using them today to embellish our cover, okay? And so I'm using this one today, and I'm gonna hold it up so that you can see it really well. I'm gonna move this out of the way, and we're actually going to add it to the front cover. So I'm gonna use some mini dimensionals to do that. And I'm gonna put the dimensionals where there aren't any holes, because I don't want to cover up the little hole. That's part of the design. All right, again, it's gotten super quiet in here. So hopefully, everything is working smoothly. It looks like it on my end. All right. Now, I've already taken the time to punch out all these tiny little holes, okay? That does take time to do, and I promise you'll probably have some holes to pop out. Okay. I found this easier to embellish this box before adding the box to the folder, okay? It's just easier to do this before making it 3D. All right. All right, I think oops, here's one that has paper. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add that about right here, okay? So that is our frame right there, and it looks just like this frame. Oh gosh, good question, Peggy. The measurement of the die that goes on the front of the card, it's gonna be the small rectangle, Peggy. And it is measuring, after it's cut, it's measuring 3 7/8 by 2.5. So when you look at the die chart, it's this rectangle right here. Okay, great question. This rectangle. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about stamping the pear, okay? So I have am I doing the outline? Yes, I decided to do the outline. We're gonna be using Old Olive ink. We have the inside and we have the leaves as well. Okay, and we're gonna move this aside while we do some stamping because we wanna put the pear on the cover. Okay. So I usually start with the outline. And then this piece here, I'm going to ink. And you may even notice, do you see a variation already in the pear? Now you're going to line this pear up and stamp, okay? You're going to also notice that the pear doesn't necessarily fit exactly into the outline. And I'm pretty positive it was created that way. So don't fret over that. It makes it more realistic. We've got our outline for our leaves. Also, there's a variation in the leaves as well. And we're gonna line this up. This is what we call two-step stamping when we line it up, okay? So I'll zoom in so you can see that pear better. And we're going to be cutting that out with our Stampin' Cut emboss machine. I'm gonna get out the pear and, whoops, the leaves. I'm gonna move this aside and we're gonna be bringing in our machine now. And I'm gonna zoom out as far as I can. There we go. And I'm gonna put this right here. Open it up. All right. You are going to need platform 1, platform 2, and 3. And this is where we are going to line up the pear. Now you're gonna also notice the shape, the die may not fit exactly either, okay? So, Kisha, I think with the two-step stamping, I think it's supposed to make your images look more realistic. But I do have a lot of customers who don't care for that look, who really don't really like two-step stamping. But I don't know, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna roll this through, and my technique is to get the dies to stay on top of the images. My technique is to hold my breath and roll it through the machine. So there we go. And this is what we've got. All right. So this is how it turned out. Not too bad. If you don't care for this white area, you could certainly take a Stampin' Write marker and color it. You could also take a Stampin' Blend and color it. And while I have my stamp set here, I'm gonna put these dies back. I don't wanna lose them. And they're just so easy to lose. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we will bring in our project. And I am going to be using a glue dot to add the stem to the pear. And I'm actually going to put that glue dot on the front of the stem. Do you see that there? There's the glue dot. And then I'm going to add this like that, and it'll stick to it. And I think I can zoom in a bit so y'all can even get a closer look. And then what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take a little, you could use glue dots here, okay? But I'm gonna take some liquid glue and I'm gonna put it there. And then I think if I put a little bit right there, I can manage. All right. And then the pear will stick to that. Then I'm gonna pull out my Secret C. And we're gonna be stamping with this die shape right here. So I wanna show you where you can find this shape. It is part of Unbounded Love. This also has a coordinating stamp set. And then I use this die right here. Now, you can use any die. You can also just use a strip of cardstock to stamp the greeting on, okay? Doesn't have to be this exact die, all right? And we're going to be using the greeting, "A good friend is a gift," with Secret C. This is very quickly becoming one of my favorite colors. Hey, Deborah, welcome. Happy to have you here, whether you're late or not. All right. And this, let's see how we're gonna, I think we're gonna be popping this up. So let me get a dimensional. I'm gonna put that in the middle, okay? And then this can go about right here. And if this moves on you, you can tuck a glue dot behind it, which I think I probably will. So for those just joining, we are making a note card box for our note cards. And you can even put a glue dot there. Now, to really dress it up, I do like to add Wink of Stella to this pear, okay? So I'm going to add that. I just opened up this Wink of Stella this afternoon, so hopefully I have primed it enough. I think I have. And then now we're going to get this part of the pear. This really makes your pear pop. Hopefully you can see that in the video. I hope so. Hope the camera will allow that. All right. And we're gonna add some embellishments, ladies. These coordinate with the suite. They're called low profile sparkle dots. You'll find Secret Sea. I'm gonna assume Mossy Meadow and Darling Duckling. And let's see, we are going to add the Secret Sky. Did I say Secret Sea? I meant Secret Sky. I am sorry. I'm renaming the end colors. I'm sorry. I tend to do that. Woo, can't pick that up. And one more. Okay, come on. All right, and I'll put one right there. Okay, so now this part is already done and embellished. Okay, so this is the outside. Now, we are going to take the ribbon off and we're going to open this up. And now we're going to be working on this right here, okay? So let's put this aside and we're going to need another sheet of Secret Sky. And let me get out my measurements. And we do need it to be 3 inches by 8.5. This is 8.5 right here. So I'm gonna cut it at 3 inches. And I do not need this piece, so I'm just gonna set it aside, okay? So this is our 3 inch by 8.5 inch sheet of Secret Sea, okay? Now, we're going to do some scoring. So we're going to score at 3/8 of an inch, okay? Now that 3/8 of an inch, I'm gonna zoom in and I'm gonna bring my paper trimmer down a little bit. And this is a 1/2 inch right here. So 2 lines before the 1/2 inch is 3/8, all right? So 3/8 is what we're scoring. Remember to score and not cut, okay? You know what? I did a 1/2 inch. I went 2 lines over. Okay, let's do it again. Sorry about that. All right, is this my 8.5 inch side? This is my 8.5 inch side. So 3 inches. All right. Okay, now we've got 3 inches by 8.5 inches and we want to score at 3/8 of an inch. Don't y'all just love these lines? Now it gets really hard to hold your paper and score right here. So this is what I like to do. I like to do my scoring on this side. And so here we are, that would be 3/8, which is 2 lines before the 1/2 inch, okay? And so that's my first score line. That one is done. Now I'm just gonna turn it around and we're going to score at 1 7/8. So there's the 2, back up 2 lines and you'll be on 1 7/8, okay? So you need these 2 score lines. Then we're actually going to do the very same thing on this side. So let's do 3/8. Then turn it around and we'll do 1 7/8. Now we're going to turn the cardstock to the 3 inch side and we're gonna score at 2.5. All right, now again, I'm using Secret Sea and it can be so hard to see score lines. So I'm gonna show you in Basic Beige what we're going to be creating. This is what we just scored. And we also scored here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cutting, and I'm going to show that to you. First of all, we want to get rid of this little piece, okay? So that's what I'm doing there. Now, if you miter the edges a little bit, which is a sewing term, that gets rid of a little bulky stuff, okay? So I'm gonna cut there, and then I can do my little mitering. And I have my first flap, okay? Just like that. Now I'm gonna go down to this end, and I am going to cut across, and I'm going to get rid of this score line. And then I am mitering these corners as well. And now this is the same, okay? This is the same as this, and that is what we are going after, okay? Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of designer paper. This is one of my favorite pieces in the entire collection. Let me show you the full piece. It is so, so beautiful. And I don't know if I can find it. I had it. Here we go. This is what it looks like, the entire thing. And we're going to use a small piece of it. Isn't it beautiful? We are going to use that small piece right here, okay? And we're going to glue that to this panel. All right. You can also use your Stampin' Seal if you want. I am centering this, and we're going to have about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. Okay. What's going to happen is these pieces, which I'll go on and do the score lines for, these will be going in, and that's what's going to hold your note cards, okay? Hi, Lisa, welcome. All right, so that's where we are, okay? All right, now we're going to actually use some tear and tape for this, so let me grab it. All right. We are going to put the tear and tape along these panels. Right here. I think you could certainly use Tombow liquid glue with this as well. Kathleen, I am surprised it took that long for you to get your card that you won from me. It's crazy sometimes how long it takes, isn't it? So I'm sorry you had to wait so long. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to the inside, okay? Here's the outside. We already have it all decorated, embellished, and ready to go. I am going to zoom out so you can see the bottom here. There we go. Now we have this piece, and what I'm going to do is I am going to add it, and I think this is where I add it. Yes. I just want to be sure I'm doing this right, okay? I don't want to mess this up. Okay, so this is what's going to get glued. And I think what I'm gonna do, we could do, I could do tear and tape, or I could do the multi-purpose. I think I'll do tear and tape. just because I haven't used enough of it today. How about that? Whoops. Hang on a minute. This is very sticky. But yeah, you could use your Tombow liquid glue too. There we go. All right. And now we can peel this up. And this is where we are going to put this right here. It just fits like a puzzle. And then we're gonna fold this over, okay? And if you look at it, these score lines are lining up all the way across, okay? All right. Now we are ready to do these, okay? I have got myself all tangled up here. All right, we're gonna bring that up and we are going to stick that down. You want to be sure that you are lining up the sides, okay? And so now we have that done. That's where the note cards are going to go, okay? Everybody with me? Hi, Suzanne, welcome. A lot of y'all caught me today. It's so early in the day. I'm so glad you caught me. All right, now I'm peeling off this paper. Hang on. Got to get this last one off. And this we're going to bring up. And we're going to line that up. And we're going to line that up right on this score line. Put your finger in there or your bone folder just to kind of rub those edges down. All right. And now we're going to use the coordinating ribbon that is a part of this suite, and it is called Mossy Meadow in Gold, and it's amazing. It's really, really, really nice ribbon. All right. Okay, so is this something you might find yourself making? I hope so. The nice thing about the replay is you can watch it and stop it and do each step as you go along. All right. This ribbon is so, so beautiful. Okay. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, Tammy, we need cards to go inside, right? Who would like cards to go inside of their box? All right. Lisa says definitely. I just gifted a friend 4 cards and a box would have been great. It really would have, Lisa. It would have been the perfect thing. And it's fairly easy to do once you've made a couple. This one was much easier for me to make than the first one. So yeah, it gets easier. Okay. Hang on 1 minute here. Okay. All right. Well, I have my cards for our virtual card club this month. And those 4 card designs are going to look gorgeous inside this box, okay? So I'm going to show you the club cards this month. You may want to sign up this month and make the cards. And when you do sign up for the virtual club, you will have enough designer paper. you will have the embellishments you need as well as the ribbon. So when you sign up for your virtual card club, not only will you make 8 cards this month, that's 4 different designs, but 8 cards, you'll also have enough product to make this box, okay? Donna says, Tammy, thank you for making me always spend money. You're so welcome, Donna. All right, I'm anxious to show you the cards. I'm pretty excited about them, so I hope that you're gonna like them. If you haven't joined my virtual club, maybe this is the month for you to get started. Did you know that when you sign up, you get a free gift? And then after 6 consecutive months of being in the club, you'll get a goodie bag worth $25 to $30 in product. So you can't go wrong. You're gonna have some wonderful cards to make, and you can give them as gifts as well, okay? All right, by the way, I was just thinking, with the amount of product that you're getting this month with your virtual club kit, you could make 2 of these boxes quite easily. Okay, you could do 2 with the materials you're going to receive this month, okay? But let's look at the cards so you can see what's in store this month. This is one of the cards you'll notice, and look at that beautiful die cut right here and all the flowers. If you like them, please say something. I'd love to hear some positive comments about it. Here is a fun fold this month. And I'm using the smaller Pears here, and then that little, I never know what to call this, crosshatch design maybe, I don't know. And then you open it up. So that's a fun fold for you. We always have 2 fun folds in the card club. Here is another one. And this one opens like this. And even it opens again. Here is, opens up in two places, okay? Isn't that pretty? All right, in this pear design, you're gonna learn how to mix these colors, okay? You'll notice there are 2 different colors on this pear. So I've got some little tips and techniques for you for making these pears. And then here is another one. So I tried to use all of the greetings that are in the stamp set. I also tried to use all of the stamped images, and I think I succeeded. So you can sign up today, and you have until July 15th to sign up, okay? After July 15th, you'll have to wait until August for the next bundle to be announced, okay? Let me tell you a little bit about the club in case you're interested. First of all, when you do sign up, you do get a free gift. So all the ladies who are watching this afternoon, you got your kits in the mail. I hope you're enjoying your free gift. You'll also get a swag bag after 6 consecutive months of doing the virtual club. Of course, you know the bundle this month. You'll need to have, what's it called? Perfectly Pears bundle to make your cards. Now, you might say, well, I don't have it and I'm not planning on buying it. You can take another bundle, okay, and do these cards with that, okay? All right. Let's see, the monthly card kit includes $22 to $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Product. So in the mail, you're going to get everything you need to create 8 cards. The card stock, you'll receive the envelopes too. You'll get designer paper, ribbon, and an embellishment pack. And you have the option of adding the stamp set or the bundle to your kit. So let me know if you need it, and I can add it and send it with your kit. That's easy for me to do. No shipping will be charged on your bundle, okay? If I need to order that for you, that's not a problem. Everything, the cardstock will be cut and scored for you, as well as most die cuts, okay? It is $45 to join. That does include envelopes, cardstock, designer paper, ribbon, embellishments. Gosh, what am I forgetting? Plus shipping, okay? So everything is included there. Any questions about that? When I say goodbye today and sign off, I'm going to put the link for the card club, but let me show you where else you can find it, okay? If you go to my Facebook page, Be Creative Stamping, if you look right here, you can click on that image and click See More. This is going to take you to the link to sign up for my virtual card club, okay? All right. And so let me just go to that link one more time. Donna, I'm going to answer your question in a second. You'll go down here. You're going to sign up so that you can be on my email list for virtual club. And then you're going to click here to subscribe. And that's where you do your subscription and pay. Okay, this is where it'll take you here, and you'll go to sign up for your subscription. Okay, so Donna asked a question. So if we get the stamp bundle, the club will have everything else, right? Yes, Donna. This is what's included, just like last month, Donna, because you received last month's card kit, okay? It's going to have all of your cardstock card bases. It's going to have all the layers. This piece right here will be die cut for you. Any die cuts that are not part of the pair bundle, I will cut for you. You will be cutting all your pairs and your stems because you're going to have the bundle. You'll have the stamp set, you'll stamp, and then you'll cut it out with your dies, okay? But the arch, that will already be cut for you, okay? But anything to do with the pairs, you'll be die cutting that yourself, okay? So great question. All right, let's see. Now, let me tell you what I did this past month, because I just started this club. I created a resource page. It's got tons of photos. It has measurements. It has a video all about the supplies that are used to make these 8 cards. There will be a video tutorial for each card. Then at the very end of the resource page, I do a lot of tips and techniques, and sometimes I'll do an extra video there. I call it a resource page because it's so much more than a card kit. It is just so much more. A lot of time is put into this and a lot of cutting too. So you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck. It's $45. It does include your shipping. All right. Please keep in mind, this is a recurring subscription fee. All right. So when you sign up, you are subscribing for each month. Now, let's say you do the first month, but you've decided that you don't want to continue. You'll just go into your PayPal account and you will cancel your subscription. I do not do that for you. You do that, okay? That is not my responsibility. Now, if you stay in the virtual club for 6 months, you're gonna get a goodie bag. It's got a cute little bee on it too. But you'll get a goodie bag with $25 to $30 worth of product in it, okay? All right. Oh, Donna, I am so glad. Donna says, absolutely loved the first card kit. And this next month is amazing and it's so worth it. Thank you. Thank you. Gail just asked me, do I ever sleep? Not very much, Gail. Plus, we're getting ready for our daughter's wedding. So wedding invitations go out next week, girls. No, I did not make them, but it's quite an undertaking, and the wedding invites go out next week. So it's pretty crazy around my house right now. All right, any other questions? Now, you can go back and you can watch today's video. And you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to stick, by the way, you get envelopes with your card kit. Did I tell you that? You get envelopes. Guess what, girls? You can fit 4 cards with 4 envelopes in here perfectly. And then you have a sweet little gift to give a friend, all right? And make someone smile. So you know how to make the note card box. And when your kit comes in the mail, you can make your cards and you can put them inside the box. Plus, if you are doing virtual club with me this month, you're gonna have the materials needed to embellish the box, okay? You'll have the paper, and you're gonna already have the bundle. And so you will have those things where you can make your own note card box, okay? But let me make it clear, it does not include this Secret C cardstock for making the box, but you will have the video, okay? And it doesn't have to be Secret C. If you've got Old Olive at home, make it Old Olive. If you have Mossy Meadow or Darling Duckling, make that the cover of the box, okay? But just know you'll have the supplies like designer paper and ribbon, but you will not have an actual kit to make this, okay? So I just want to be clear about that, all right? Can y'all think of anything else? I will be back next week. It should be the regular time. So I should be back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time next Wednesday night, okay? Night of Navy would be perfect, Kathleen. It would work so beautifully. Absolutely. You could do petal pink if you want. So many different colors that you can use with this. So, but you've got the video, so now you know how to make the box to go with the cards you're going to get in the mail, all right? I hope you all have a great weekend. Happy 4th of July. Be safe. Enjoy some time with your family. I'll be back next Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And in the meantime, I am going to put the link in this video where you can sign up for virtual club, okay? All right, so I had a couple of questions. Let's see. Yes, Kathleen. So can you watch on replay for the virtual card club? Absolutely. They're recorded videos. You have lifetime access to these videos. That resource page will always be there for you. Okay? All right. Let's see. I'm so glad y'all are enjoying this. Thank you. All right. Hi, Diane. All right, everyone. Have a great 4th. Be safe. I'll see you next Wednesday night. Any questions about virtual card club, just let me know. Take care. Bye.